Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture. In this module, we will discuss about human circulatory system. First of all, I want to ask you a question. In order to stay alive and for growth and development of the body, what is required by human beings? Obviously, food, air and water. And that must be transported to every cell of our body. And this transport of substances is done by a special system in our body that is known as circulatory system, and it consists of heart, blood and blood vessels. What substances are transported to and from body cells by the blood flowing in the circulatory system? Glucose and oxygen that is needed for respiration, that is transported to every cell for releasing energy. And carbon dioxide, it is the waste product produced during metabolic activities and that must be carried away from body cells. And what is blood made up of? Blood is made up of plasma and blood cells. Plasma makes 55% of the volume and blood cells makes 45% of the volume. Plasma carries digested food and the waste substances like carbon dioxide and urea all around the body. And blood cells, there are different types of blood cells: red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Red blood cells, they are disc shaped. Red blood cells are of disc shaped and it contains a red pigment that is known as hemoglobin that combines with the oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin, and oxyhemoglobin makes the red blood cells appear bright. And white blood cells, they protect the body against diseases, and red blood cells contains a red pigment hemoglobin which transports the oxygen all around the body. And plasma is a yellow color fluid that contains blood cells, glucose and carbon dioxide. Platelets help in blood clotting in case of cut or injury. And there are three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries carry pure blood and veins carry impure blood. Arteries carry blood at high pressure because it has thick outer wall, thin inner wall and narrow central tube which allows the blood to flow at high pressure. And veins, they carries blood back to the heart at low pressure. It has thick outer wall, thin inner wall and wide central tube. Now, veins, they prevent the backflow of the blood. They have valves inside it and they don't allow the blood to flow in backward direction. Capillaries are very thin blood vessels that connects arteries and veins, and it has thin wall made up of single layer of cells, and it has this narrow central tube and that help it to exchange in gases. Heart is an organ which is located at the center of our circulatory system and it pumps blood all around the body. There are two types of blood: oxygenated and deoxygenated. Left side of the heart carries oxygenated blood and right side of the heart carries deoxygenated blood. And during one complete cycle, the blood passes the heart twice, so the circulatory system involves a double circulation. The right side of the heart pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs, and left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood to the organs. Heart has four chambers. Upper chambers are called atrium and lower chambers are called ventricle. The left side upper chamber is known as left atrium and left side lower chamber is called left ventricle. Right side upper chamber is called right atrium and right side lower chamber is called right ventricle. And it has walls that separates atrium and ventricles. And these walls don't allow the blood to flow backward. Means it allows the blood to flow in one direction only. That's why heart valves prevent the mixing of the blood. Now we will learn about the working of heart. When the left atrium relaxes, the oxygenated blood from the lungs flows. When the left atrium relaxes, the oxygenated blood from the lungs flows into the pulmonary vein, and when it contracts, the left ventricle expands and which is the largest artery, the blood circulates all around the body. After circulating through all parts of the body, the deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium through vena cava. When the right atrium contracts, the right ventricle expands. The right ventricle expands and the blood flows into it. Then the right ventricle contracts and the blood is pumped into the lungs through pulmonary artery. In the lungs, the carbon dioxide is removed and the oxygen is absorbed. And the oxygenated blood again enters the left atrium and the process is repeated. Since the blood circulates through the heart twice in one cycle, it is called double circulation. Thank you and have a nice day.